Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ms. Fhuang English, where learning English becomes easy, natural, and enjoyable. If you want to speak English fluently and confidently, you are in the right place. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our new English practice lessons every week. And if you enjoy this lesson, please give it a like. It really helps the channel grow and reach more learners like you. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you understand English but can't speak it easily? You can read, you can listen, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank? You try to think of the right words, but everything feels slow. You translate from your native language into English in your head, and by the time you finish thinking, the conversation has already moved on. Does that sound familiar? If yes, don't worry. You are not alone. Every English learner goes through this stage. But the good news is, you can train your brain to think directly in English. When you start thinking in English, you don't have to translate anymore. Your words come out naturally, smoothly, and confidently. That's what fluent speakers do, and you can learn to do it too. In this video, we're going to train your mind step by step to think in English like a native speaker. You'll learn simple techniques you can use every day, anywhere, anytime to build fluency and confidence. Let's begin. Step 1. Understand what it means to think in English. Thinking in English doesn't mean you suddenly forget your own language. It means you start using English naturally in your thoughts. For example, when you see a cup, instead of thinking li or touch in your language and then translating, you simply think cup. When you feel hungry, you don't think toi doi. You just think, I'm hungry. It's like teaching your brain a new habit to use English automatically. At first, it feels slow. That's okay. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. You wobble a little. You make mistakes. But the more you practice, the smoother it becomes. So, don't rush. Be patient. Every small moment you think in English is one step closer to fluency. Step 2. Start small. Use simple English words in daily life. You don't need to think in full sentences right away. Start with simple words. When you wake up, think alarm, morning, get up, brush teeth, breakfast. When you walk to work, think bus, traffic, cloudy day. I'm late. When you eat lunch, think rice, chicken. Tastes good. You're not making perfect sentences yet. You're just training your brain to name what you see, hear, and feel in English. You can even say these words quietly to yourself. It's simple, but it's powerful. This is how your brain starts connecting English words with real experiences, not translations. If you practice this daily, you'll notice something amazing. English words will start appearing naturally in your mind, even when you're not trying. Step 3. Think in short sentences. After you feel comfortable thinking in single words, move on to short sentences. For example, I'm tired. It's too hot today. I need coffee. She looks happy. I don't want to be late. Say them out loud or in your head. You can also describe what's happening around you like this. I'm sitting on the bus. A man is talking on the phone. The traffic is noisy. This is how native speakers think. They don't always use long or complicated grammar. They think simply and directly. When you practice short sentences often, your brain begins to process English faster. You start responding without thinking too much. That's when fluency begins. Step 4. Stop translating and accept imperfection. This is one of the biggest steps. Many learners get stuck because they always translate from their native language into English. Let me tell you a secret. Translation slows you down. When you translate, your brain works in 2 languages. That's double effort. It's like trying to walk with one foot in English and the other in your native language. You'll always feel off balance. So what should you do? Stop worrying about being perfect. If you forget a word, try to explain it using other words. For example, if you forget the word pillow, you can say, the thing you put your head on when you sleep. That's how native speakers do it too. Fluency is not about using big words. It's about communicating ideas clearly and naturally. So don't wait until your English is perfect. Speak now. Think now. Make mistakes now. Mistakes are proof that you're learning. Step 5. Use English in real contexts, even when you're alone. One great way to think in English is to talk to yourself in English. Yes, it might feel strange at first, but it's actually very effective. You can do it anywhere in your room, in the shower, or while cooking. Say what you're doing. I'm chopping onions. I'm cleaning my room. I'm going to watch a movie. Or talk about what you plan to do. Tomorrow, I'll meet my friend. I need to finish my project. I want to learn new English words. When you do this, you practice both thinking and speaking in English at the same time. It's like exercising your brain and your mouth together. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being natural. Before we continue to the next part, take a moment to reflect. Right now, you're already starting to think in English. You've learned how to start small, use simple words, form short sentences, stop translating, and talk to yourself in English. These are the first foundations of fluency. I'm so happy you're here and continuing this journey to think in English naturally. In part 1, we learned the first steps, starting small, thinking in words and short sentences, and stopping translation. Now, in part 2, we'll go deeper. You'll learn how to build English thinking habits into your daily life so English becomes part of your thoughts, not just something you study. Remember, fluency doesn't happen by studying grammar all day. It happens when English becomes a natural part of your thinking, your routine, and your world. So, let's get started. Step 1. Create an English environment around you. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country to be surrounded by English. You can create your own English environment right where you are. Here's how. Change your phone language to English. This simple step makes you read and think in English every day without effort. When you open your phone, you'll see settings, messages, calendar, photos. These words become part of your thinking. Label things around your home. Take small sticky notes and write English words on them. Mirror, door, chair, window, bottle. Every time you see them, say the words out loud. You'll train your brain to connect English words with real things, not translations. Use English on social media. Follow English-speaking pages, YouTube channels, or podcasts. Listen to how people talk. Read short comments. Try to reply in English. You're not just learning English, you're living it. Remember, your environment shapes your mind. The more English you see and hear, the more your brain starts to think in English naturally. Step 2. Build English into your morning routine. Your morning is powerful. It sets the tone for your whole day. So why not make it an English thinking time? Here's an easy way to do it. When you wake up, say your thoughts in English. I don't want to get up yet. I feel sleepy. I'm going to make coffee. It's a beautiful morning. Then describe your actions. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm putting on my shoes. I'm leaving for work. You can even plan your day in English. Today, I'll finish my report. I'll call my friend after lunch. I want to exercise in the evening. This simple habit helps you start your day thinking in English. You don't need extra time. You just change the language in your mind. Step 3. Use English when you're doing simple tasks. We often waste small moments during the day waiting for the bus, washing dishes, walking home. But these are perfect times to practice thinking in English. Try this. While you're washing dishes, think, I'm cleaning the plate. This water is too hot. I need more soap. When you're walking somewhere, think, the weather feels nice. There are many people on the street. I see a man walking his dog. You can even imagine small conversations. Excuse me, what time is it? Can I have a coffee, please? How much does it cost? Every small thought you form in English trains your brain. These mini moments add up, and they make a big difference over time. Step 4. Surround yourself with English sounds. Listening is one of the easiest ways to train your brain to think in English. The more you listen, the more familiar English becomes. You can listen to English songs, YouTube videos like this one, English podcasts, audiobooks, movie dialogues. But don't just listen passively. Try active listening. Focus on how people speak. Repeat what they say. Copy their rhythm and tone. Pause the video and shadow the speaker. For example, if you hear, "How are you doing today?" repeat it immediately. How are you doing today? This helps your brain link sounds to thoughts. Soon, when you need to speak, those same sentences will come naturally without translation. Step 5. Think in English before sleeping. Before you sleep, spend a few quiet minutes reviewing your day in English. You can say, "Today was a long day. I worked hard. I had lunch with my friend. I watched a funny video. I feel tired but happy." Then, think about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll wake up early. I'll study English in the morning. I want to eat something healthy. This helps your brain end the day in English. You'll be surprised. Sometimes you'll even start dreaming in English. That's a great sign your brain is adapting. Step 6. Keep a simple English journal. You don't need to write perfectly. Just write a few sentences every day about your thoughts, your plans, or your feelings. For example, today was a busy day. I had a lot of work, but I finished everything. I'm proud of myself. Writing helps you think slowly and clearly in English. It also shows you your progress. You'll look back and see how much better you've become. Try this for 1 week, and you'll notice that English starts to come to your mind more naturally. Step 7. Practice positive thinking in English. Your confidence grows when your thoughts are positive, so practice thinking encouraging thoughts in English. I can do this. My English is improving every day. Mistakes are part of learning. I'm getting better and better. These simple affirmations don't just motivate you, they also train your brain to use English emotionally, not just academically. You connect English with real feelings, and that's what makes it natural. Now, take a deep breath and think about what we've learned so far. You're not just studying English, you're living it. You're building a world around you where English feels normal and familiar. That's how real fluency begins, when English becomes part of your daily thinking, not just your study time. The place where English becomes simple, natural, and part of your everyday life. In part 1, we talked about how to begin thinking in English. In part 2, we build English into your daily routine from morning to night. And now, in part 3, it's time to take your fluency to the next level. We're going to train your brain to respond instantly in English, to speak without hesitation, and stop overthinking every word. If you've ever felt nervous when speaking, or if you freeze because you can't find the right words, this part is for you. So, take a deep breath. Let's begin. Step 1. Understand why you freeze. When speaking English, have you ever had this moment? Someone asks you a simple question in English, like, "What did you do yesterday?" And your mind suddenly goes blank. You know the answer. You know the words, but your mouth can't move. Why does that happen? Because your brain is trying to do 3 things at once. Think of the idea in your native language. Translate it into English. Worry if it's correct. That's too much work for one moment. So the secret to speaking fluently is not more grammar, it's less thinking. You have to train your brain to skip the translation step and move directly from thought English. And how do you do that? By practicing short, real-life situations again and again until they become automatic. Step 2. Train with everyday questions. You can do this anywhere, anytime. Take simple, common questions you hear every day and practice answering them instantly in English. Here are some examples. Question: how are you? Don't pause. Answer naturally. I'm good, thanks. How about you? Or I'm tired today, but I'm okay. Question: what did you eat for lunch? Answer right away. I had rice and chicken. Or I just had noodles. They were delicious. Question: where are you going? I'm going to the supermarket, or I'm heading home. The key is not to make perfect sentences, it's to respond immediately. Even if your answer is short, even if it's simple, it's okay. The more you practice this, the faster your brain connects thoughts to English words. Here's a fun exercise. Ask yourself these questions every day in English and answer them aloud. You can even do it while walking or cooking. What time is it? What am I doing right now? What will I do later? How do I feel today? With just 5 minutes a day, you'll start noticing progress. Step 3. Use shadowing to train your speaking reflex. Have you ever noticed how babies learn to speak? They don't study grammar first. They listen and copy. You can do the same with English. This is called shadowing. One of the most powerful techniques for thinking and speaking naturally. Here's how it works. Listen to a short piece of English audio or video. Repeat immediately after the speaker. Copy the pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. Don't pause to translate, just follow the flow. For example, if you hear, "It's a beautiful day today," you immediately say, "It's a beautiful day today." At first it feels fast, but that's normal. Over time, your brain learns to keep up, just like listening to music and singing along. You can shadow podcasts, YouTube videos, or even this video. The more you do it, the more natural English becomes. This method trains your mouth and your mind to move together smoothly, automatically, and confidently. Step 4. Practice thinking and speaking together. Many learners separate thinking and speaking. They think first, then speak. But native speakers think while they speak. You can learn this skill too. Here's a simple way. Start talking about what you're doing in real time. For example, "I'm making dinner now. I'm cutting vegetables. The water is boiling." Or describe what you see. "There's a man walking his dog. The sky looks beautiful. Those kids are playing soccer." This simple exercise helps you build real-time thinking. You train your brain to describe the world in English as it happens. At first, you'll speak slowly. That's fine. With practice, your words will start coming faster and more naturally. Step 5. Learn to replace the word. You forget. Here's something important. Even native speakers forget words sometimes. The difference is they don't stop talking. They find another way to say it. For example, if you forget fridge, you can say, "the thing you keep food in." If you forget umbrella, you can say, "the thing you use when it rains." This skill is called paraphrasing, and it's a secret weapon for fluency. When you practice paraphrasing, you stop depending on translation. You start focusing on meaning, not on perfect vocabulary. So next time you forget a word, don't panic. Describe it, explain it, keep speaking. Fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about never stopping the conversation. Step 6. Use reaction training fast and fun. Here's a fun game to train your instant English reflex. Pick a topic like food, travel, or daily life and set a timer for 1 minute. Then speak non-stop in English about that topic until the timer ends. For example, if your topic is food, say things like, "I love spicy food. I usually eat rice for lunch. Yesterday I cooked noodles. They were really tasty. My favorite drink is coffee. I drink it every morning before work. Don't stop." Don't correct yourself. Just keep going. When the minute is over, take a short break, then do another round with a new topic. This activity builds fluency fast because it trains your brain to think and speak without overthinking. Try this once a day, and in just a week, you'll feel more confident and spontaneous when speaking English. Step 7. Focus on communication, not perfection. This is one of the most important lessons. Many learners lose confidence because they focus too much on grammar and mistakes. But remember, communication is more important than perfection. If people understand you, you're already successful. Fluency doesn't mean no mistakes. It means clear communication. Native speakers make small mistakes too, but they keep talking naturally. So be kind to yourself. Don't let fear stop you. Confidence comes from doing, not from waiting until you're perfect. You've made amazing progress so far. You've learned how to respond instantly, how to train your reflex with shadowing, how to describe things around you, and how to stop translating. You're not just studying English, you're living in English, where English learning feels natural, real, and full of life. If you've been following this series, you've already learned how to start thinking in English, how to build daily English habits, and how to respond instantly in conversations. Now, in Part 4, we're going to explore something that will transform the way you speak: emotion and storytelling. Because here's a truth many learners don't realize. Fluent English isn't just about words, it's about feeling. When you connect English with emotion, it becomes alive. You stop sounding like you're reading from a book and start sounding like a real, natural speaker. So today, we'll train your mind to use feelings and stories to think in English faster and express yourself more confidently. Step 1. Why emotion makes you fluent. Have you ever noticed how easily you speak your native language when you're emotional, when you're excited, angry, or happy? You don't stop to think. The words just come. That's because emotion gives your thoughts energy. When you connect English with emotions, the same thing happens. Your thoughts become faster, clearer, and more natural. So instead of thinking, how do I say this correctly? You'll start thinking, how do I express how I feel? That's real communication. Let's see how you can train this skill. Step 2. Express your feelings in English every day. Start with simple emotions. Throughout the day, notice how you feel and describe it in English. Here are some examples. I'm happy today. I feel tired after work. I'm a little nervous about tomorrow. I'm excited to meet my friend. You can go deeper too. I'm proud of myself for studying English today. I feel lonely tonight, but I'll be okay. I'm grateful for this quiet moment. When you describe your emotions in English, you don't just practice words, you practice thinking with your heart. This is how English becomes personal. It's no longer something you memorize, it's something you live. Try to make this a daily habit. You can say it out loud or even whisper to yourself. It's powerful because you're training your brain to express feelings directly in English without translating. Step 3. Turn your day into a mini story. Stories help your brain think in complete thoughts, not broken phrases. Every day, you can tell a small story about something that happened to you. It doesn't have to be dramatic. For example, this morning, I woke up late because I forgot to set my alarm. I rushed to get ready, but I missed the bus. I was upset at first, but then I met a nice taxi driver who made me laugh. So, in the end, it was a good morning. See how that flows naturally? It's not perfect grammar. It's real communication. You can do this every evening. Just tell your day's story in English. If you practice this daily, your brain will start organizing thoughts in English automatically. You'll think in sequences, beginning, middle, end, just like native speakers do. Step 4. Feel your words when you speak. When you speak, don't just focus on the words, focus on the emotion behind them. For example, instead of saying flatly, "I'm happy," say it with feeling. "I'm so happy today." Instead of "I'm tired," say, "I'm exhausted. I need some rest." When you speak with emotion, your brain connects meaning and sound more deeply. That connection helps you remember phrases faster and speak more naturally. Emotion also changes your intonation, the rhythm and tone of your voice, which makes you sound more fluent and alive. Try it now. Say, "I love this," 3 times each time with real feeling. You'll notice it feels different. That's because your brain is linking language and emotion, and that's what builds fluency. Step 5. Use mini stories for practice. One of the best ways to think in English is through short, simple stories. We call them mini stories. Here's an example. Yesterday, it rained all day. I wanted to go out, but I stayed home. I watched a movie and cooked noodles. Then my friend called, and we talked for an hour. It was a quiet but nice day. This short story includes simple grammar, clear images, and feelings. To practice, listen to or read mini stories, then retell them in your own words. You don't have to remember every word, just remember the main ideas. For example, it rained all day, so she stayed home. She watched a movie and talked to her friend. When you retell, your brain is not translating, it's reorganizing information in English. That's deep practice. That's how real fluency grows. Step 6. Add emotion words to your English vocabulary. Sometimes we don't express emotion because we don't know the words. So let's learn a few common ones you can use often. Happy, excited, glad, cheerful, thankful. Sad, upset. Disappointed, lonely, heartbroken, angry, frustrated, annoyed, furious, irritated, scared, afraid, nervous, anxious, worried, tired, sleepy, exhausted, drained, burned out, surprised, shocked, amazed, impressed, confused. Try to use these in your daily thoughts. For example, I'm not just tired, I'm exhausted. I'm not just happy, I'm thrilled. I'm not just angry, I'm frustrated. These small details make your thinking and speaking more expressive, more like a native speaker. Step 7. Tell personal stories in English. Once you're comfortable with daily stories, go a little deeper. Talk about memories, experiences, or lessons you've learned. For example, when I was a child, I was very shy. I didn't like speaking in front of people, but one day, my teacher asked me to give a short talk. I was scared, but after I spoke, everyone clapped. That day changed me. I realized I could be brave. Personal stories connect emotion, memory, and language. They make English part of who you are. You can even record yourself telling stories and listen back. It's a great way to track progress and feel your confidence growing. Step 8. Feel proud of every word you speak. You're doing something incredible. You're learning to think in another language. That's a big achievement. Every time you express your thoughts or emotions in English, even one sentence, you're training your mind to live in English. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. If you spoke one sentence today that you couldn't say last week, you're improving. Fluency is built one thought, one emotion, one story at a time. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect. You've learned to use emotion, storytelling, and personal experience to make English come alive. In this part, we're going to talk about how to build confidence when you speak and think in English, and how to stop being afraid of making mistakes. Many learners tell me, "Teacher, I understand English, but I'm scared to speak." If that sounds like you, I understand completely. Speaking in another language is not easy. It takes courage, time, and daily practice, but I promise you, you can do it. Today, let's learn how to train your confidence, not just your English. 1. The real reason you feel nervous. When you feel nervous speaking English, it's not because your grammar is bad. It's not because your pronunciation is terrible. The real reason is fear of being judged. You think, what if people laugh at me? What if I sound strange? But here's the truth. Most people don't care. They are focused on what you are saying, not how perfectly you say it. When you shift your focus from, what if I make a mistake, to, how can I share my idea clearly? Everything changes. You begin to relax. You speak more naturally. So next time you speak English, remind yourself, I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to communicate. Say that again with me. Ready? I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to communicate. 2. Speak to yourself every day. If you want to think in English, you must speak it even when no one is listening. That's one of the most powerful techniques, self-talk practice. You can do this anytime, anywhere. When you wake up, say to yourself in English, okay, I'm going to brush my teeth. Then I'll make some coffee. After that, I'll check my messages. Describe your actions out loud, just like a narrator in your own story. You can even imagine you're talking to a friend. This helps your brain connect real life and English. You start to think directly in English instead of translating from your language. And the more you do it, the more natural it feels. If you try this today, I want you to comment below. I spoke to myself in English today. Let's see how many of you will try it after watching this part. 3. Change the voice in your head. Every one of us has an inner voice, that little voice that says, I can't do this, or I'll sound stupid. You must teach that voice to speak kindly to you. Instead of saying, my English is terrible, say, my English is improving every day. Instead of saying, I always forget words, say, I'm learning new words step by step. This isn't just positive thinking, it's brain training. Because what you say to yourself becomes what you believe, and what you believe shapes how you speak. So next time that negative voice appears, smile and say, thank you, but I choose to focus on progress. 4. Create your confidence moments. Do you know what confidence moments are? They're small victories that make you feel good about your English. For example, you ordered food in English and the waiter understood you. You joined an English conversation online and said one full sentence. You watched a movie without subtitles and understood the main idea. Those are confidence moments. They're proof that you're growing. Write them down in a notebook. Every week, look back and say, wow, I'm really improving. That simple habit keeps you motivated and helps you see your progress clearly. 5. The power of practice over perfection. Fluency doesn't come from studying hard for one day. It comes from consistent, simple practice every single day. Even 10 minutes a day can change everything if you practice intentionally. For example, 10 minutes of shadowing an English video, 10 minutes of speaking to yourself, 10 minutes of listening to natural conversations. That's enough to build confidence step by step. Remember, small actions done daily are more powerful than big actions done once in a while. So choose one thing you'll do today, just one, and stick with it. 6. A story about confidence. Let me tell you a short story about one of my students, Mia. When Mia joined my class, she barely spoke. She always said, "Teacher, I can't speak English. My accent is bad." But I told her, "Mia, your accent is part of your story. Don't hide it, use it." So she started practicing every day 5 minutes in front of a mirror, talking about her day. 1 month later, she joined our group discussion. Her voice was still a little shaky, but she did it. After class, she smiled and said, "I can't believe I just spoke in English for 5 minutes." That's confidence, not perfection courage. And if Mia can do it, so can you. 7. Practice challenge for you. Now, here's your speaking challenge for today. Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself for 2 minutes in English. Describe your day, your thoughts, or your plans. Don't worry about grammar. Focus on speaking naturally. After that, comment below and write, "I completed my 2-minute English challenge." I'll be checking the comments and cheering for you. You see, fluency isn't about speed. It's about confidence, and confidence comes from doing. I'm so happy you're here again. In this part, we're going to learn something very special, how to sound natural when you speak English, just like native speakers. But before we start, I want you to remember this. Sounding natural is not about copying an accent. It's about rhythm, tone, and emotion. It's about speaking in a way that feels alive and real. If you stay with me until the end of this part, you'll discover simple ways to make your English sound smoother, more natural, and more confident even if you're still a beginner. 1. English has music. Think about this. Every language has its own music. In English, that music is made of stress, intonation, and rhythm. Let's try something simple. Say this sentence out loud. I didn't say you stole the money. Now listen carefully. Depending on which word you stress, the meaning changes. I didn't say you stole the money. Maybe someone else said it. I didn't say you stole the money. I didn't say it directly. I didn't say it directly. I didn't say you stole the money. Someone else might have. I didn't say you stole the money. Maybe you borrowed it. Can you hear it? The words are the same, but the stress changes the meaning. That's the beauty of English rhythm. It's not just about words, it's about the feeling behind them. When you understand this, your English becomes more expressive, more alive. 2. The secret of linking words. In real life, native speakers don't speak word by word like a textbook. They connect sounds together. This is called linking. For example, I want to eat it becomes I want to eat it. What are you doing? Becomes what you doing? Did you eat yet? Becomes did ya eat yet? Now, you don't have to use this style all the time, but understanding it will help you hear and speak English more naturally. Try shadowing with me slowly. I want to go out. What you doing today? Did you see that movie? Good. That's the real rhythm of spoken English. So next time you listen to a movie or a podcast, don't just focus on words, listen to the flow. 3. Speak with emotion. Here's something that many learners forget. English is a language of emotion and tone. When you say something, your voice carries your meaning, not only your words. For example, if you say I'm fine with a flat tone, it sounds like you're bored or upset. But if you say I'm fine with energy, it sounds happy and confident. The difference is in your tone, your emotion. So, when you speak English, imagine you're acting a little. Feel what you say. Smile when you say something positive. Use your voice to show how you feel. That's what makes native speakers sound natural. They feel their words. 4. Learn from real conversations. One of the fastest ways to sound natural is to listen to real conversations, not just English lessons. Movies, YouTube videos, podcasts, and even TikTok clips can be great teachers if you listen with purpose. Here's how to do it effectively. Choose a short clip, maybe 1,015 seconds long. Listen carefully and repeat it several times. Imitate the rhythm, the pauses, and the tone. Record yourself and compare. This is called shadowing, and it's one of the most powerful fluency techniques. That's why in my channel, I always remind you, practice shadowing with me out loud. It's not about memorizing sentences. It's about training your mouth and ears to move together. If you find this helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more natural conversation practice. 5. Natural English phrases you can use every day. Let's look at some real-life English phrases that make you sound more natural. Instead of saying, "I do not know," say, "I don't know," or "I'm not sure." Instead of saying, "How are you?" every time, try, "How's it going?" or "What's up?" Instead of saying, "I'm very hungry," say, "I'm starving." Instead of "That's good," say, "That's awesome," or "That's great." Small changes like these make your English sound more alive and real. Practice saying them with me. "I'm not sure." "How's it going?" "I'm starving." "That's awesome." You see, you already sound more natural. 6. Shadowing practice time. Let's do a quick shadowing practice together. I'll say a few sentences. You repeat right after me as if you're echoing my voice. Ready? "Hey, how's your day going?" "Not bad, just a little tired." "Yeah, same here. I didn't sleep much last night." "Oh, really? What happened?" "I stayed up watching a new show on Netflix." "Nice. Was it good?" "It was awesome. You should check it out." This kind of short conversation is what native speakers use every day. If you practice dialogues like this regularly, your English will start to flow naturally. 7. Focus on flow, not perfection. Remember, you don't need to sound exactly like an American or a British person. You just need to speak with natural flow, smooth, connected, and expressive. Don't worry about sounding perfect. Focus on sounding real. Because real English is not perfect, it's full of small pauses, hesitations, and natural sounds like, or well. These are part of real communication, and using them makes you sound more human, not less fluent. Number 8. Your practice challenge. Here's your challenge for today. Watch a short English clip you like, maybe from a movie or a YouTube channel. Write down one short conversation. Practice shadowing it 5 times, matching the rhythm, tone, and feeling. After you do that, comment below. "I practiced my English flow today." Let's see how many of you will take this step toward natural speaking. You're doing great so far. You've learned how to think in English, build confidence, and now how to sound natural. You've already come so far you've learned to speak with confidence and sound more natural. Now, in this part, we're going to go one step deeper, learning how to train your brain to think directly in English. If you've ever caught yourself translating every word before you speak, don't worry, that's completely normal. Everyone starts that way. But to become fluent, you must move beyond translation and let your mind switch to English mode. Let's talk about how to make that happen step by step. 1. Why you translate and how to stop. You translate because your brain feels safer in your first language. It wants to organize everything before speaking. But here's the thing, by the time you finish translating, the moment to speak has already passed. You freeze, you forget, you lose confidence. So what can you do instead? You must create direct connections between English words and real experiences, not your native language. For example, When you hear the word coffee, don't think of the translation. Instead, imagine the smell, the taste, the cup in your hand. That's how children learn language, through images, sounds, and feelings, not translations. From today, try this. Every time you learn a new English word, imagine it, see it, feel it, use it in a real sentence. That's how you slowly teach your brain to think directly in English. 2. The power of context. Here's a secret. Context is your best teacher. Let's say you learn the word run. In a dictionary, it means to move quickly with your legs, but in real life, it means so much more. Run a business, run late, run out of time. Instead of memorizing translations, focus on how words are used in real situations. When you see or hear them in stories, conversations, or shows, your brain connects them naturally, just like a native speaker's brain does. So, the more English you hear in context, the faster your thinking becomes automatic. 3. Practice thinking in English moments. Now let's make this practical. You can train your brain to think in English anywhere, at home, outside, or even when you're alone. Start small. Step 1. Name things around you. When you wake up, say in your head, bed, blanket, pillow, phone. Step 2. Describe your actions. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm opening the window. I'm making breakfast. Step 3. Talk about what you see. The sun is bright today. There's a bird on the balcony. The traffic is really noisy. Step 4. Add your feelings. I feel tired, but happy. I'm excited for today. I'm a little nervous, but I'll do my best. When you do this daily, your brain begins to connect English with your life, not with translation. 4. Speak without fear of mistakes. Thinking in English doesn't mean thinking perfectly. It means being comfortable with imperfection. Even native speakers make small mistakes all the time. They just keep speaking. So don't stop to correct yourself every second. If you forget a word, describe it another way. For example, if you can't remember the word pillow, say, the thing I put my head on when I sleep. That's real communication. That's fluency. Fluency isn't knowing every word. It's being able to keep the conversation flowing, even when you forget. So next time you speak English, remind yourself, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going. 5. Turn daily thoughts into English. One of the best ways to train your brain is to think in English about real things in your day. For example, when you're cooking, think, okay, I need some salt. Let me cut the onions. Oops, too much oil. When you're walking to school or work, think, the weather is nice today. I hope I won't be late. Maybe I'll get a coffee first. You don't need to say it out loud. Just think it. Over time, your inner voice, the voice in your head, will start to speak English automatically. That's the real goal. 6. Journaling in English. If you like writing, this is a powerful method. Every night, write just 5 sentences in English about your day. Example, today I felt tired in the morning, but I finished my work. I had lunch with my friend Anna. We talked about our weekend plans. I want to go hiking on Sunday. This simple daily habit trains your mind to reflect in English. It also helps you express emotions, which is key to natural fluency. If you try this tonight, write in the comments, "I wrote my English journal today. I'd love to know how it feels to think and write in English." 7. Visualization practice. Here's another technique I love. Visualization in English. Close your eyes and imagine something your favorite cafe, your room, or a place you dream of visiting. Now, describe it in English in your mind. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? For example, I'm sitting in a small cafe in Paris. The smell of coffee fills the air. People are talking softly. The sky outside is gray, but the lights are warm. This is powerful because it connects English to your imagination. You're not just studying, you're living in English. 8. Use English to solve problems. Here's a fun challenge. Use English to make decisions or solve small problems. For example, what should I eat for lunch? Should I watch a movie or study? How can I save money this week? Think about your answers in English, not in your first language. Even small thoughts like these help your brain stay in English mode longer. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. 9. The English mindset. When you start to think in English, something amazing happens. You stop seeing English as a subject and start seeing it as a tool, a way to think, to express, to dream. That's when real fluency begins. You no longer switch languages. You just think, feel, and live in English. It's not magic, it's mindset. So, be patient with yourself. Celebrate your small wins. Every time you think one thought in English, you're rewiring your brain to become more fluent. 10. Your practice challenge. Today's challenge is this. For the next 24 hours, try to spend 15 minutes thinking only in English. You can do it while cooking, walking, or even brushing your teeth. If your brain wants to switch to your first language, don't fight it gently, bring it back to English. Then, comment below, "I practiced thinking in English today." Let's fill the comment section with your progress. You've learned something powerful today, how to reprogram your mind to think in English naturally. You've done an amazing job so far. You've learned how to think in English, how to build confidence, and how to sound natural. In this part, we'll take the next big step, learning how to express your thoughts and feelings naturally in English, just like native speakers do. This is one of the most important steps to fluency. Because when you can share your ideas and emotions freely, English stops being a subject and becomes a real part of you. Let's begin. 1. Speak from the heart, not from the dictionary. Many English learners focus on using fancy words or perfect grammar, but real fluency doesn't come from big words. It comes from honest communication. When you speak, don't try to sound smart. Try to sound real. If you're happy, say, "I'm so happy today." If you're upset, say, "I feel really tired," or "I'm kind of stressed." These are the words people use every day. You don't need complicated sentences to sound fluent. You just need natural emotion. Fluency is not about showing off English. It's about connecting with people. 2. Learn emotional phrases. The natural way. Let's practice some real-life emotional expressions that native speakers use all the time. When you're surprised, you can say, "Really? No way. Are you serious? I can't believe that." When you're happy, say, "That's awesome. I'm so excited. That made my day." When you're sad, say, "I feel down today. It's been a tough day. I just need some time to rest." When you're angry or frustrated, say, "This is so annoying. I'm really upset about this. I can't deal with this right now." Try repeating these sentences out loud with emotion. Feel them. Don't just act them out. That's how your English becomes alive, expressive, and full of feeling. 3. Share your opinions naturally. Another part of thinking in English is being able to share your opinions easily. You don't need to sound like a professor. Just use simple, everyday expressions like these. I think, in my opinion, to be honest, I guess, it seems like, let's practice together. I think learning English is fun. To be honest, I prefer tea to coffee. It seems like it's going to rain. You see how natural that sounds? When you use these expressions, you sound confident and conversational, not robotic. 4. Agree and disagree politely. When you're speaking English with others, you'll often need to agree or disagree. But remember, in English, tone matters. You can disagree and still sound kind. Here are some natural ways to do that. To agree? "That's true. I totally agree. You're right about that. Exactly." To disagree politely. "I see your point, but I think, I'm not sure I agree with that." Maybe, but from my experience, that's interesting, but I feel differently. Try practicing these with a friend or even out loud to yourself. This is how you learn to express opinions with confidence and respect, just like fluent speakers do. 5. Learn to tell small stories. Telling short stories is a great way to express yourself in English. You don't need to tell a long story, just a few sentences about something real from your day. For example, "Yesterday, I missed the bus, so I had to walk to work. But on the way, I met my old friend. We talked for a few minutes. It was such a nice surprise." Short stories like this help you practice using English naturally, past tense, emotions, and daily details all together. Try telling one story each day, maybe about what you did, how you felt, or something funny that happened. You can even record yourself speaking for 1 minute a day. When you listen again, you'll notice your progress week by week. If you like this idea, comment below. I'll tell one story in English today. 6. Ask and answer naturally. Fluent English is not just about speaking, it's also about interaction. Learn how to ask and respond naturally. Here are a few examples. A. How was your weekend? B. It was great. I went hiking with my friends. How about you? A. What do you usually do after work? B. I usually cook dinner and watch a show. A. How are you feeling today? B. Pretty good, just a little tired. Notice the rhythm, short, friendly, real. This is how people speak every day. When you ask and answer naturally, your English becomes smoother and more confident. 7. The power of connection. Remember, the goal of learning English is not to speak perfectly, it's to connect with people. When you share your thoughts and feelings honestly, people understand you. They feel your emotion, your kindness, your energy. Even if you make small grammar mistakes, it doesn't matter. What people remember is how you made them feel. So when you speak English, speak from the heart. Smile. Be yourself. That's what makes your English powerful. 8. Practice challenge for today. Here's your practice challenge. Think about something that happened recently, maybe today or yesterday. Write or say 3 sentences about it in English. Include at least one feeling and one opinion. For example, today I went to the park. It was so peaceful. I think spending time outside helps me relax. Now, comment below. I shared my story in English today. I'll be reading your comments and cheering you on. You're doing beautifully. You're no longer just learning words. You're learning to think, feel, and express yourself in English. You've made incredible progress. You now know how to think in English, express your emotions, and share your ideas naturally. But today's lesson is about something that many learners struggle with, keeping the conversation going. You know that moment when you're talking to someone in English and suddenly your mind goes blank? You don't know what to say next. The silence feels awkward. Don't worry, this happens to everyone. Even native speakers sometimes run out of words. The secret is not about knowing every word. It's about knowing how to keep the flow, how to continue the conversation smoothly, confidently, and naturally. Let's learn how to do that together. 1. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for connection. First, relax. You don't need perfect grammar or big vocabulary to sound fluent. Real conversation is not about perfection, it's about connection. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. They say, or pause to think. So it's okay if you do too. Instead of freezing, just keep the rhythm going. If you forget a word, use a simple one. If you make a mistake, smile and keep talking. Remember, fluency is not speaking fast. Fluency is speaking without fear. 2. Ask questions. The easiest way to keep talking. One of the best ways to keep a conversation alive is to ask questions. People love talking about themselves, their lives, and their opinions. So when you don't know what to say, ask. Here are some natural question types you can use. A. Follow-up questions. These show you're listening. Really? What happened next? That sounds fun. How did you feel? Oh, why do you think that? B. Opinion questions. These keep the topic going. What do you think about that? Do you agree? How would you handle that? C. Everyday questions. These are easy and friendly. How was your day? What did you do over the weekend? Have you been to that new cafe? When you ask questions, the other person speaks, and the conversation continues naturally. 3. Give longer, more natural answers. When someone asks you a question, try not to answer with just one word. For example, "How was your day?" "Good. It was good. I went shopping with my friend, and then we had ice cream. Do you like movies?" "Yes. Yes. I love action movies, especially the ones with Tom Cruise." See the difference? A longer answer gives more information and helps the conversation grow. You don't need to say a lot. Just add a little detail, emotion, or reason. That's how fluent speakers talk naturally. 4. Use fillers like a native speaker. Sometimes you need a moment to think. Instead of staying silent, use fillers, small sounds or words that keep your speech natural. Here are some useful fillers. "Well, you know, let me think. Actually, that's a good question." For example, "Well, I think it depends on the situation. Let me think. Maybe last weekend? I've never really thought about that." Using fillers makes your English sound smooth and natural and gives you time to think. 5. Repeat or react to what others say. Fluent conversation is not about talking a lot, it's about reacting naturally. Here are a few easy ways to react. "Oh, really? That's amazing. No way. I totally understand. That happened to me too. Wow, that sounds tough." These short reactions show emotion, understanding, and connection. They also make your English sound alive, not robotic. Try this. Next time you watch an English video, listen to how native speakers react. They don't just talk, they respond emotionally. You can practice doing the same. 6. Change the topic smoothly. Sometimes the topic ends and you need to move on. Don't just stop, transition smoothly to a new topic. Here are some easy transitions. By the way, speaking of that reminds me. Actually, I wanted to ask you about, for example, "By the way, have you seen the new movie? That reminds me, didn't you travel last month?" These expressions help you change topics naturally, just like fluent speakers do. 7. Practice small talk, the secret to everyday English. Small talk is short, friendly conversation about simple topics like the weather, work or school, hobbies, food, weekend plans. It may seem simple, but small talk is how friendships begin. Here's an example. A. "It's really hot today, isn't it?" "Yeah, I know. I can't wait for winter." A. "Same here. Do you like cold weather?" B. "Not really, but I love wearing sweaters." See how easy that is? You're not discussing anything deep, but you're connecting. That's what fluent English is really about. 8. What to say when you don't know what to say. Sometimes your brain just freezes, and that's okay. Here are some useful expressions you can use in those moments. "That's interesting. I never thought about it that way. I'm not sure. What do you think? Can you repeat that, please? Sorry, could you say that again more slowly? I'm still learning English, but I'll try to explain." These phrases show confidence, honesty, and a positive attitude. Remember, it's always better to say something than to stay silent. 9. Practice challenge. Here's your challenge for today. Goal: have a short English conversation, even with yourself, for 2 minutes. Start with a simple question like, "How was your day?" Give a long answer. Ask a follow-up question. React naturally. "Really? That's great. Oh no." If you can record yourself and listen again, you'll hear how your fluency grows with every practice. Then, comment below. I practiced a 2-minute English conversation today. 10. Final motivation. Remember, the goal is not to speak perfect English. The goal is to speak with confidence, even when you make mistakes. Because fluency isn't about knowing every word. It's about being brave enough to keep going, to stay in the conversation, to connect, and to express who you are. And you're doing exactly that. You're becoming not just an English learner, but an English communicator. You've done so well. You've learned how to think in English, react naturally, and keep conversations flowing. Now, it's time for the next level, using English in real life at work, in school, while traveling, or when meeting new people. This is where your English becomes truly alive. Many learners tell me, "I can speak English when I'm alone, but when I meet someone in real life, I freeze." Have you ever felt that way? If yes, you're not alone, and today, I'll help you fix it. 1. Why real-life English feels hard. When you practice alone, you feel safe. You control the speed, the topic, the words. But in real conversations, things happen fast. People use different accents. They interrupt, laugh, move, look away. You might think, "What if I make a mistake?" Or, "What if they don't understand me?" That fear stops you from speaking. But here's the truth. Communication is not a test. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be real. When you focus on connection, not perfection, everything changes. 2. Start with real-life practice. Let's make your English practice more like real life. Try these ideas. A. Practice with real situations. Imagine you're ordering food, asking for help, or meeting someone new. Speak as if it's really happening. Example: "I'd like a cup of coffee, please." "Excuse me, can you tell me where the station is?" B. Talk to yourself in English during your day. When you're cooking, walking, or cleaning, say what you're doing. "I'm boiling the water." "I'm getting ready to go out." This helps your brain think automatically in English. C. Use your phone as your practice partner. Record your voice. Talk for 1 or 2 minutes about anything you're mourning, your goals, your plans. Then listen again. You'll start hearing your progress, your rhythm, your growing confidence. 3. Sound more natural use. Common real-life phrases. To sound natural in daily English, you need phrases, not just words. Here are some that real people use every day. When greeting someone, "Hey, what's up? Good to see you. How's everything going?" When you don't understand, "Sorry, what do you mean by that? I'm not sure I got that. Can you say it again?" When you agree? Exactly. That's so true. I know, right? When you need time to think. Well, let me see. That's a good question. I guess it depends. When you disagree politely, I see your point, but I think, maybe, but from my experience, I'm not sure I agree with that. Try shadowing these sentences with me. Say them out loud now. Feel the natural rhythm and emotion in each one. 4. Practice real conversations. Let's do a mini role play together. Imagine you're in a cafe in another country. Barista, hi there. What can I get for you today? You, hi. I'll have an iced latte, please. Barista, sure. Would you like any sugar or cream? You, just a little sugar, please. Barista, all right. Anything else? You, no, that's it. Thank you. Now imagine you meet a friend at the cafe. Friend, hey, long time no see. You, yeah, it's been forever. How have you been? Friend, pretty good. Just busy with work. You, same here. I needed a coffee break. Simple, right? This is how natural English sounds in real life. Short sentences, real reactions, easy flow. 5. Focus on connection, not grammar. I'll tell you a secret that most textbooks don't say. People don't care if your grammar is perfect, they care if they can understand you. When you speak naturally, with emotion and eye contact, people connect with you. If you make a mistake, they won't even notice or they'll help you. Fluency is not about speaking like a native. It's about expressing yourself clearly, confidently, and kindly. So next time you talk to someone, don't worry about grammar. Just focus on connection. 6. Everyday confidence tricks. Here are simple tricks to build confidence in real-life English. A. Smile when you speak. Smiling helps your voice sound warmer and friendlier. B. Breathe deeply before you start. One deep breath can calm your nerves and help your words flow naturally. C. Speak slower than usual. Fluent speakers don't always talk fast, they talk clearly. When you slow down, you sound more confident. D. Celebrate small wins. Did you say good morning to a foreigner? Great job! Did you order food in English without switching to your native language? Amazing! These small wins build real fluency. 7. Daily English practice routine. Here's a simple routine you can try every day. Step 1. Morning thoughts. Talk about your plans for the day in English. I'm going to the gym after breakfast. Step 2. Midday reflection. Describe what's happening around you. It's really sunny today. There's traffic outside. Step 3. Evening review. Before bed, talk about your day. I learned 3 new English phrases today. I spoke English with a new friend. Doing this every day will train your brain to think automatically in English. 8. Engage with the Ms. Fluang English community. I'd love to hear from you. What real-life situation do you find hardest in English work, travel, small talk, or something else? Tell me in the comments below. I read every comment and might even use your ideas in a future video. And if this video is helping you, please like and subscribe to Ms. Fluent English so you don't miss the next parts of this series. 9. Final motivation. You're already doing something amazing. You're not just learning words, you're learning to live in English. You're building a new voice, a new confidence, and a new way of thinking. So keep speaking, keep shadowing, keep believing in your progress, because every single time you open your mouth to speak English, you're training your brain, your heart, and your courage. And that's what fluency truly means. You've come so far in this journey. From learning to think in English, to keeping conversations flowing, to speaking naturally in real-life situations, you've grown so much. And now, in this final part, we'll focus on something very special, something that will stay with you forever: confidence. Because true fluency is not just about grammar, vocabulary, or accent. It's about believing in yourself, trusting that you can speak English anytime, anywhere, with anyone. Let's build that together today. 1. Many learners say, "I'll be confident when my English is perfect." But that's not how confidence works. Confidence doesn't come after perfection. Confidence comes before it. You don't wait until you feel ready. You become ready by taking small, brave steps. One conversation, one word, one sentence at a time. Every time you speak, even when you're nervous, you're building your confidence muscle. And just like any muscle, it grows with practice. So the secret is simple. Speak now. Think later. Keep going. 2. The mindset of a confident English speaker. Here's how confident speakers think differently. A. They don't fear mistakes. They know mistakes are part of learning. They think, if I make an error, I'll learn from it. B. They don't compare themselves to others. They focus on progress, not perfection. They think, I'm better than I was yesterday. C. They enjoy the process. They see English not as a subject, but as a tool for life. They think, every time I speak, I open new doors. You can choose this mindset too. Confidence starts with how you talk to yourself. So from now on, say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm improving every day. 3. Control your inner voice. Sometimes, the biggest challenge is not your English. It's your inner voice, that little thought that says, what if I sound silly? What if they don't understand me? But here's the truth. Most people don't notice your mistakes. They're just happy that you're communicating. So next time you hear that negative voice, talk back to it. Say, thank you, but I'm doing my best. I'm learning. I'm improving. I'm proud of myself for speaking. Because confidence is not the absence of fear. It's speaking despite the fear. 4. Speak English in the real world one step at a time. Here are small, simple ways to build real-world confidence. A. Speak to strangers in English. If you meet a tourist, say, "Hi, where are you from?" You'll see most people are friendly and happy to talk. B. Join online speaking clubs or language exchange apps. You don't have to be perfect. Just practice. Every new person you talk to helps you grow. C. Talk to yourself in English every morning. Look in the mirror and say, "Good morning. I'm ready for a great day." It may feel strange at first, but it works. D. Keep a short English journal. Write a few sentences every night. I learned a new word today. I talked to someone in English. Seeing your progress on paper builds confidence fast. 5. Learn to celebrate mistakes. Let me tell you something powerful. Every confident speaker you admire, they all made hundreds, even thousands of mistakes. When you make a mistake, don't feel embarrassed. Smile and say, "Okay, now I know how to say it better next time." Mistakes are not your enemy. They're your greatest teachers. If you can change how you see them, your fear will disappear. So from now on, when you make a mistake, say this to yourself: "I'm proud. This means I'm learning." 6. Build daily confidence habits. Let's make confidence part of your daily life. Here's a simple routine you can follow. 1. Morning affirmation. Say out loud, "I can speak English. I'm improving every day." 2. Midday practice. Talk about what you're doing or thinking in English. "I'm cooking lunch. I'm walking to work." 3. Evening reflection. Before bed, say one sentence in English that shows gratitude. "I'm thankful for my progress today." These small moments may seem simple, but they train your brain to feel comfortable and confident in English. 7. Connect confidence with emotion. Confidence isn't just in your head, it's in your heart. When you connect your English with emotions, joy, excitement, curiosity, you start to feel English, not just speak it. For example, say this aloud: "I'm proud of myself. I love learning English. I'm confident and free." Feel the energy in your voice. That's real confidence. It comes from inside you. 8. Stay inspired. You're not alone. Remember, thousands of learners around the world are watching this video with you right now. They feel the same fears. They share the same dreams to speak English fluently and confidently. You are part of a global family of learners, and every time you practice, you inspire someone else. So never think, "I'm behind." You're exactly where you need to be. 9. Comment and connect. Now, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, what does English confidence mean to you? Your answer might help another learner feel braver today. And if this journey has inspired you, please like this video and subscribe to Ms. Fluang English. It helps more learners around the world discover this lesson and join our learning family. 10. Final words of encouragement. You've reached the end of this series, but really, it's just the beginning. You now have the mindset, tools, and courage to think and speak in English every single day. So go out there, speak, make mistakes, learn, laugh, because every word you say brings you closer to the confident, fluent English speaker you are meant to become. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. You already have everything you need. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And the world is waiting to hear it in English. So take a deep breath, smile, and say it with me now. I can do this. I am confident. I speak English with courage and joy. Congratulations, my friend. This is your moment. Keep speaking, keep growing, and never stop believing in yourself. Thank you for learning with me here on Miss Fluent English. I'll see you in the next video where we continue this beautiful journey of confidence, fluency, and English for life.